Speak,
I just want to acknowledge that this is Bunjil country. We are standing on sovereign tribal land, and you will always be standing on sovereign tribal land. It's about time we get up to date with the program. It was only 50 years ago. My people had to walk around with certificates. Correct. 50 years on, we're back in the same situation. Why is that? Not because my people have failed you, but because your own people have failed you. Your own systems failed you. Once again. Unfortunately, no disrespect to my sister over here, no disrespect, but God come from another land. He don't come from this country here. Bunjil's the creator of this country here. And it's only because we don't have it on paper that it becomes unbelievable. But we've been able to pass that knowledge down to our children for the better part of 4,000 or 5,000 generations since the first light. So no disrespect to you, my sister, he's the creator of another land. But remember one thing, you're going into this land here when you got to go up there. Your body goes into this land here. And you will go beside all of my people who have been here for thousands and thousands of generations. Your spirit will continue. So it's about time we got up to date with the program. Because if you don't get up to date with the program, unfortunately your system is going to leave you behind. Like it's doing. And then we worry about legislation. Well, where is the jurisdiction of validity of power? Where is it? The mercenaries who are standing up the back here, they are protecting monuments. They protect buildings. They protect treasonous thugs, arsewives, arseholes. They need to be put on the noose and they need to be hung at the front of this place. But they need a spear through them first. Because red band, law of the land. Simple as that. I pay my respects to each and every one of you for doing what you're doing. And if you're just waking up, that's a good thing. Don't be in too much of a hurry and start to think about, oh, why aren't all these people... Well, we've been doing this for the better part of 230 odd years. We've been waiting for everyone to get up to date. Because all the things that are happening now have been happening to my people and still continue to happen to my people.
Time to stop it.
And it's through my people that all of you brothers and sisters have to be led by. We are prepared to walk with you and travel with you as long as you are prepared to sit in the passenger seat for a little while and allow us to be the guide. Because we still hold the validity of jurisdictional power. And it's through all the forcefulness that these thugs up here, these mercenaries up here who are supposed to work for the people, but let me tell you, the corporation they work for is the same place that the government. They're registered in the same place. So they are in contract. Understand that fact. A handshake. A dirty, rotten handshake. We don't like doing business around the table. Do you know why? Because you can do your dirty, rotten deals underneath the table and no one can see what you're doing. We have always sat around a sacred fire. If you intend to do dirty, rotten deals, everyone can see what you're doing. If you try to do a dirty, rotten deal and put your hand underneath the fire, you are guaranteed to get burned. It's as simple as that. It comes down to a respect factor. We respect you enough to walk with you. Have the same.
Exactly right.
Have the same.
Come out and show us your face. Show us your face.
Because it is First Nations people all around the globe that are going to get us out of this mess.
No
that these Masonic scumbags, these satanic scumbags, lowlives, who continue to take away freedoms and culture, who continue to deny your spirit. This is a spiritual warfare, like I've said. It's always been a spiritual warfare. Exactly right. Mining the mind. Mind control. Which come down to your spirit. Continue to do what you're doing. But continue to further educate yourself on where the solutions are going to come from. We all know what the freaking problems are. And it's this scumbag place up here. And these lowlives up here. See these stones that you're standing on? They stole these stones to build this particular place from my country. They didn't pay for them. They didn't barter them. They stole them. Like they've done. Deniers and liars. This scumbag in here, this so-called Mr. Andrews scumbag in here, he worked for the people, he reckon. How come he's never come out to face anyone? How come he's never come out to ask any? How come he's never come out to face any questions? How come he works with? How come he got security wrapped around him like a glove? Anyone who works for their people don't need security. Let me tell you that. Nothing but mercenary, treasonous scumbag thugs. Unfortunately, the people in this country have never faced a civil war before. Civil disobedience. But if we're not careful, things are going to take place. It's not you that has to force the war. They will force it upon you. As they've already done. Every time the numbers grow bigger and bigger and bigger and the movements get stronger, these mercenary thugs come out to cause trouble.
Intimidate all the time.
And intimidation. Why? So that people don't follow the movement. Because the greatest power is spiritual people power. The oneness. Because it don't matter what colour mask you wear, spirit doesn't have a colour. It doesn't have a colour. It doesn't have a colour, and you're good words, my brother. Continue to hold your spirit strong. Brother over here just mentioned another thing. They protect pedophiles. They protect kitty fiddlers. As their system's done throughout the generations. I stand here as a product of kitty fiddlers. I was molested as a child. But one thing, this system will never bring me down. Because I've always had the power to forgive myself. I had no control over what happened. It wasn't my fault. But I have forgiven my predator. Because I need to be allowed to move forward. My spirit is stronger than what happened. I now am standing in a very comfortable position to speak out loud
Into strength.
and to talk about it. Because there just may be someone else who may need to find the courage, and I may be able to give them the courage.
We say no! We say no!
That's right, we say no.
We
We say no. We say no. We say no. We say no.
We say no! 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 When your pain becomes your strength, you are invincible. Amen.
We are invincible.
In 2 days' time, my people will be going back into the high courts again. To first ask the question of legitimacy once again and ask them to prove it once again. Secondly, can't hear you, bros. Can't hear you, bros.
Never mind.
All good spirits make cleaning. I'll come give you a cleansing bit later.
Enjoy your day, brother.
All good, brother.
Much love.
But this scumbag Dan Andrews targeted my people up in the Jabberong country. So just outside of Ararat. Because they wanted to destroy a sacred set of trees. Very, very sacred to my people. In actual fact, they did. They cut down a very, very sacred tree without our consent. Not only did they do that, but they have divided my tribe. And they have coerced and bought people in my tribe.
Shame! Shame!
Which is a part of that spiritual warfare, that divide and conquer. Because they know that if we become one, they're going down. They know that if we become one, they're going down. That's how very simple but difficult it is. Because they believe their money is able to buy people's spirits. Now, while I was sitting on my country for the better part of 3 years of my life, living off the land and doing all that needs to be done in order to stand for our sovereignty, they sent their mercenaries to come at me a number of times. They dispossessed us from our land in the 21st century. So anyone who believes that dispossession doesn't exist, well, I'm your prime example of it. I faced it in the 21st century. Amongst all the technology, amongst all of the rights that everybody so-called has, yeah, that have been taken away through different means, because most of us believe we're awake but we're asleep, really, because we haven't quite seen the light. We've seen it in the distance, but we haven't quite seen it. We know it's there. So in 2 days' time, there is a lot of, and we've been going in the high courts for a long time, yeah? In 2 days' time, the judge will be handing down a decision.
Wow.
Justice Mortimer, who we know also is a treasonous piece of shit. And one thing I do know is not to trust this system.
Oh, system's corrupt. System corrupt. Yeah. Broken.
My mother was a part of the stolen generation. Wow. My mother was taken away and separated.
Sorry to hear, brother.
Yeah, don't be sorry, because that's the same thing our Prime Minister said and nothing happened.
Right.
Be committed. Be actionable.
Stole the white generation too.
Be a part of the movement that's moving forward.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sorry does fuck all, because it's still happening to children.
Correct.
Not just children of my nationality, but now children throughout. And if this stinking, dirty, rotten bill gets passed, children of all ages, shapes and sizes, men and women of all ages, shapes and sizes will be being enslaved into this system of indoctrinated, colonialistic bullshit. That's what it is. It's always taught no culture. But it's always tried to take away ours to prove its legitimacy. Nevertheless though, we have always, and I mean always, loved our brothers and sisters who call themselves Australian. We have always loved you, and we will always continue to love you. We have always wanted to share our law, our dreaming, our songlines, our language. We have always wanted to share it. But it comes down to a trust factor. It comes down to one's purity. And it comes down to one's intent. And what you're prepared to give up. Which will only cost you time. Nothing more, nothing less. So that you can become spiritually, wholeheartedly, and physically entwined with this land that you tell me that you are born into. I have no doubt that if you're able to learn those things, your spirit will become so much stronger and more powerful. We're only 3% of the population, but yet we still kick ass. And we still put a rattle through this piece of shit that we're putting up here. So when we're fully prepared to walk side by side, it's only then that we will shake, rattle and roll the pieces of shit that work in this place up here. Don't put your faith so much in sacking Dan Andrews and then having another treasonous scumbag come in and do the same thing and rest on your laurels, right?
All the same. Criminals.
They're all a part of the same coercion.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Doesn't matter whether they're left or right.
Correct.
I come from the bottom and I want those at the top.
Yep. They're all criminals.
And as far as I'm concerned, the left and the right wing are from the same bird.
Yes.
A fucking turkey. A fucking turkey as far as I'm concerned. Because they're all coercive. They're all in on it.
Yes.
But it will be when we jump outside the box and stop trying to fiddle around with the snake and become friends with the snake in the box. I eat the fucking snake. I don't play with it. I fucking eat it.
Right.
Continue your love towards one another.
Yes.
Right? Don't judge one by the colour of their skin or the way one looks. Continue to look in the spirit. It's so much more powerful. It's so much more loving. It's so much more beautiful and majestic. It don't matter if someone comes with hate. Kill it with love. A peaceful mind going to war is so much more powerful than an erratic one. A peaceful spirit is so much more powerful. Right? So, I just want to say one more thing. Kun Nyerich. Talkian Namotiwana. I'm very happy with each and every one of you. And I love you. And I love you. My name is Zalanak Jabmara Yarawiri. Zalanak meaning first cut in the law. Jabmara meaning soft man. And Yarawiri meaning east side of Gadiword, which is up in the Grampians. I don't take the name that come from England, Scotland or wherever it come from. I carry what is sacred to me because it have meaning, and I love explaining to people. I've got two great grandfathers that were very much a part of the Australian history. My grandfather, Paul Yarawiri, Albert Pompey Austin, was the first Indigenous man to play organised game of football. Played in a game for Geelong against Carlton. And my grandfather, Zalanak Johnny Cousins, was a part of the first Indigenous cricket team to leave the tribal lands and go overseas and play cricket.
The Ashes.
Which is what they call the Ashes in today's society. Yeah? And they sailed on little boats and travelled over there. It took them 6 months and they were a very successful team. Yeah? They were very, very successful.
Our best ever.
So I am very honoured to have those elders. But I also come from lineages of chiefs and bossmen who are leaders. But I don't rest my laurels on them. I make sure my own footprints are imprinted in the land so that our children are able to put their footprints inside of my footprints and take guidance. Don't be afraid to take guidance. Don't be afraid to take knowledge, because it is powerful beyond measure. Continue to stay tuned with your spirit, okay? And yes, I don't mind if you pray to God and Jesus and Allah and all those sorts of creators, because they're creators like our creator Bunjil. And I don't mind if you want to pray to Bunjil either, who is the creator of this land, because that makes me happy also. That makes me feel and makes me welcome you in a way where you are now becoming a part of. And don't be afraid, my sister over here, to pay homage to your people as well and your creators in this land. Don't be afraid, because those creators are with you.
100%.
They are with you,
100%.
but they're being protected by Bunjil, our creator in this land, who looks after the law of this land, who has passed down the sacred knowledge and the sacred law and custom of this land and given us our responsibility and our duties, which I now have the responsibility to ensure that there is protection, but also we pass on the same. Because spirit have no colour.
Yes.
You can come through our law and our custom. We would love that so dearly, because it means that everybody's becoming more entwined, more intact, more respectful, and more connected. Big love.